So it's been about 2 years since I've done one of these tutorial videos, and in those 2 years I've had a lot of ideas, like a lot of ideas. And I figure it's time to get back out there and start doing this again. So let's pick one that I can get done today. No. Don't have the footage for that yet. Not ready for that. Too much time to do today. No. Yeah. I think this will work. So what we're looking at here is known as the tilt shift effect, and this is a really useful tool when you want to make footage look as though it were shot with miniatures and stop motion. The neat thing about this is it's really, really easy to do. So let me show you how to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this clip. Now I come back into my project, and I'm gonna take that same clip with none of the effects applied to it. Drag it out. And now if we play this, it just looks like a standard shot of an intersection. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to up the speed of this clip a little bit by right-clicking on it and coming down to speed duration. We're going to up our speed of this clip to 200%. Okay? Now, this is going to make our motion look a little chunky and light. Just like that. Next thing we need to do is we need to add a Gaussian blur to this. We come into Effects, we take our Gaussian blur out, put it on there. We're going to up our blurriness to about 20. And then we're going to use a mask. We use the rectangle mask here. So if I drag that out so that it's covering most, but not all of my footage, and then I invert it, and I apply a mask feather to it. I've got 36% there. If we play this, now what we have is this look. Now the big question you might be asking is why the Gaussian blur? Well, when you think about shooting with miniatures and up-close photography, things like that, you're often using a very wide open aperture. And so what we're doing here is we're mirroring that shallow depth of field. We're creating it digitally by adding in this blur at the top and blur at the bottom, so that only things in the middle of our shot are actually in focus. Whatever would be at that depth is what's in focus. And you can do this with pretty much anything, so long as it's a wide shot that has some actual depth to it. So for example, if I were to take this shot from a demolition derby, right, and I bring it out, we're going to do the exact same process. We're going to go ahead and up our speed to 200%. Again, Effects, Gaussian blur. We'll work the same blurriness level, 20. We'll use the rectangle mask again. We'll invert our mask and add some feathering. And now if we play that, look at how cool that is. Doesn't it look like Hot Wheels? All right, one more. Let's do it a little differently. Let's step out of the just straight bars top, bars at bottom. Come back into our bin here, and we pull out this shot of a combine. This is a little different because while there is established depth in the shot, it's not quite so angled down, right? So having it just be at the top and the bottom wouldn't really make sense. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to use an elliptical mask. So first of all, we want to up our speed again. Speed duration, 200%. And then we'll come into our effects. We'll go ahead and still apply our Gaussian blur. But this time, we're going to use the elliptical mask. I'll up my blurriness, grab my ellipse. I'm going to go ahead and drag that out so it is roughly the size of our combine. Put it where I want it. invert it. I'm going to add some feathering here. I'm going to add quite a bit of feathering to this one. All right, if we play that, this is what we have. One of the problems we're having with this is our mask is not quite tracking with our combine because our camera is moving farther away from our combine. So as our camera gets farther away, our mask is getting bigger. And that's not what we want. So we come back to the beginning and we turn on the keyframes for mask path and mask expansion. We select our mask and we play this forward a little bit. So right there we know our mask needs to move, so we're going to move it over a little bit and we're going to take our mask expansion down a hair, and then we're going to move forward again, move our mask path, and move forward towards the end of the clip, move our mask path, and we'll drop our expansion down again here. So now what we have is this. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. It's a really great way to add in some different diversity to the kinds of shots you're throwing into your footage. Go ahead and play around with it, see what you come up with. That's all I've got for now, so keep shooting, friends, and I'll talk to you next time.